guys, welcome back to my channel. I am going to talk about makeup brushes today for those of you who have no idea what makeup brushes to get, let alone how to use them. So I have a whole bunch of brushes around me laid out, organized for me to talk about. I did break it down to different uses and areas of the face so that it would be hopefully a quicker and more organized video for you. All of these brushes are a mix of really affordable, some more expensive than others, but just use this as a reference tool. You don't have to use these very specific brushes. You can always find something that's similar or something that you prefer. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about are foundation brushes or foundation tools that you can use. There's two tools that I love to use that provides really smooth, beautiful coverage and application ease. This is the Sigma Flat Kabuki F80 brush. It's really soft and it's very dense, so it's going to move the product around your face extremely well. Everything is going to look even, it's going to look smooth, flawless, and it really does help. Probably every foundation I've ever had, this brush helps it look flawless, like your own skin. It's beautiful. So this brush is wonderful for that. You can also use the very famous Beauty Blender. This is a sponge that you dampen and then you pat onto the skin with the foundation. You just kind of would dot the foundation on your face, use this. This is really beautiful for smoothing and creating like the airbrush look. Like a lot of people really like this. I do too. I do use this interchangeably with the other brush. So this is another really good one to get. For that foundation that I use, the Aveda Dual Foundation, I use this Sedona lace brush. This is a 602. It's kind of like it's angled, but it's really dense. It's so soft. This was beautiful with that product, and I'm gonna link that video below so you can actually see it in action. But this is a great brush. It's also more affordable. Sedona Lace has great brushes and they're not that expensive. For concealer, there are two brushes that I really love to use, and for different reasons. Sorry, I'm gonna get rid of my gum. Just realized I had gum in my mouth. Okay. The Sigma Tapered Kabuki F86 is actually more so a foundation brush, but I use this as concealer because it's so good at like just pressing in the concealer, and you can get it right up under your eye and right into like those angles that are hard to reach. And this will also pick up any excess concealer that you might have on your face. So it's really good at blending and pressing and then collecting any kind of extra foundation that might have, that you might have put on your face. It smooths it over. It's really nice. The other brush that I use is the Sephora, the Airbrush concealer brush. This one I use more so for targeting my concealer. Like some days I'll just want to put concealer right on the line that I need it, and this I'll go in and just pat it on and just pack it and pat it using that motion, and that really helps cover it up. So this is a little bit more for precise situations, whereas this you can kind of like highlight and conceal at the same time because it covers a larger area. So these two brushes again are phenomenal for concealing. For powder, for just setting your face with powder, I have three things to recommend for you. The first one is the Sephora Airbrush powder brush. This is really nice and soft. It's really nice. I feel like you just kind of pat it onto your face like this using whatever powder that you're using. It's great. It makes it a really nice, more of like a lighter coverage with powder. The e.l.f. powder brush is really affordable. This is a little bit more dense, and it's got like that kind of sharp edge right here where it's like, I don't know how to explain this shape, kind of triangular. But this is a really great brush. This is going to give you more coverage. So if you're looking to kind of add a little bit more coverage after your foundation, this brush will give that to you. So you would just kind of pat it into your powder and smooth it over your face, and it works wonderful. Also, the e.l.f. Kabuki face brush, this is phenomenal. Extremely soft. It's one of my favorite Kabuki brushes ever, and you can't really go wrong for the price. Just the same kind of thing. It's probably going to give you about medium coverage with the powder, but you just like work this all over your face, and yeah, all three of those are completely flawless looking. They're beautiful to work with. For For bronzer, I actually just have one brush that I really like to use. It's the ID Bare Essentials Full Flawless Face Brush. This was actually, I bought a long time ago. They still make this brush. I checked. This brush is wonderful because it's so big and it's just fluffy and round. And I will just take this on the, basically wherever the sun would naturally hit my face. I just kind of work it around and it picks up just enough of the product, just enough of the bronzer to not be too intense. So this is really great for bronzing. For blush, I use these two brushes interchangeably. This will, let's see, this brush, this black and white one, is a BH Cosmetics contour kind of brush. It has like that little angle here, but I use it more so for my blush, except I have to be careful with this one because it can pick up a lot of pigment. So I just lightly dab into something that I'm using, and then I just follow it right up my cheekbone, like more of like the middle of my cheekbone, and it works really great. This one is also angled. This is an artistry brush, but it's actually falling apart. So I'll probably have to toss this soon and look for another one similar. Unless you guys have a blush brush for me to check out, recommend. But basically this is a little bit more fluid in movement. It's more flexible. It's not as dense as the other one. And this will help me get a little bit more of a lighter coverage of blush to where I can like build it up and not worry about getting too much on. So those two are my blush brushes. For contouring, my favorite is the e.l.f. blush brush. I know it says blush brush, but it's actually really good for contouring. It's small enough to where it fits into the hollows of my cheek, and it also has like, it's tapered in the middle, which helps get like a precision application. But because it's a little bit tapered here and still fluffy enough, I find that it helps me blend my contour very nicely. I can just kind of pull it up with the brush or kind of move it in different angles, and it's really nice. So you probably have seen me use this a lot for contouring in my videos, and that's why. Another one is like an alternative to the NARS Ita brush. This is the Everyday Minerals. This is wonderful. Really helps you to get that really precise angle with the contour. Helps, you know, to get that angle on the sides of your nose, and it's really good. It's not too bad at blending it out. I kind of sometimes use another brush overall to blend everything together, but this is really nice at like pulling up the product as well, so you're not worrying about dragging the contour down, which you don't ever want to do. Yeah, it's wonderful. So these two are fantastic. For highlighting, my favorite brush to use is this BH Cosmetics brush. It doesn't actually say on here what it is, but it's just like a really poofy blending brush. It's probably just called like an eyeshadow blending brush. I'll list it below so you can click on it and it'll take you right to this brush. I will use this to highlight, and I also like to use this to set my under eye concealer with like a powder or something, because it just covers a small area. So it's a multi-purpose, you know, I have like a few of these in my collection, and so I'll designate, you know, one for highlighting and one for setting under my under eye concealer with powder. So yeah, this is fantastic for highlighting. Moving on to cream products, there's a couple brushes here that I really like to use for like cream blushes or cream bronzers. My second to the favorite is the Real Techniques, the stippling brush. This is really nice and it's really soft. Some people use this, you know, as for foundation. For me, I found that I had some streaking with it. However, when I used a little bit of this in with cream products, it worked fantastic. So I used that. But my favorite actually is an e.l.f. brush. This is the e.l.f. Small Stipple Brush. And this is amazing. I mean, it's so affordable, and it works probably the best I've ever had when it comes to cream products. So this is a must-have, you guys, if you're using cream products. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the eyes now. To pack on color, sometimes when we just need to really, put a lot of pigment in one area, these are the three brushes that I really like to use. Oh, actually not this one, sorry, these two. The Coastal Scents Medium, this is the BRCN02 brush. This is one of my favorite ones because it is a little bit bigger. And it just covers a lot of area. It helps pack on color in a very fast way, which is really fantastic. And it looks flawless. I mean, it just helps every color look really nice on the lid. Then I also have the Sephora Airbrush Shadow Brush. This one works almost as well, not as quite, but it's still really, really good. So I kind of use these interchangeably. It is a little bit smaller, so if I want to use a little bit less or cover a little bit less of an area, then I'll use this over this one. And then if I'm ever using glitter products, like if I, use like the Shadow Insurance Glue by Too Faced and then pack on pigment or glitter, I usually use this brush. This is an Eco Tools brush. But it's a really flat kind of brush, and the bristles are not made of real hair. It's kind of like synthetic hair, but I always find that synthetic works really good with glitter and that kind of stuff. It just kind of, or cream-based products, it works really like a lot better than real hair brushes. For blending, these are the three favorite brushes that I have for blending. Of course, the infamous MAC 217 is a really great blending brush. The bristles are really soft. It slightly kind of tapers, but not too much. It's just a beautiful, perfect blending brush. It's amazing. This is a staple for a reason. The Airbrush Crease Brush comes in that set as well, but it's just like the standard typical blending brush. This is going to be a little bit more of like a medium shading brush where it's not going to cover like a large area. It's a little bit kind of stiff, so it will be more of a targeted blend, which is actually really nice to have. And then this is a really wonderful brush. I just came across this brush I think like 2 months ago. It's made by Sonia Kashuk. It's the number 109. This is amazing. I use this every time I do makeup. And so this one's really soft. It just covers a larger area. It just really, it just blends everything beautifully. So yeah, I highly recommend this brush. Probably the 217 and the Sonia Kashuk are must-haves in your collection. Moving on to pencil brushes. There's really only two that I like to use. Actually, I'm sorry, there's a third one. This is a very important brush. Can't believe I did not pull it out. I don't know where it is. Devastating. Okay, anyway, so the first one is the Sigma Pencil E30. So, yep, pencil brush. This is really nice. If you want to really blend out underneath, this is mainly what I use it for. I'll pack on with my other brush that I can't find. It's a BH Cosmetics really small blending or pencil brush. It's really small. I don't even know if that's what it's called. I'm gonna list it below, but basically I use that brush to put color underneath because it's small enough to really be precise, and then I'll blend it out with like the Sigma one. If I'm really in a hurry and I kind of want a brush to do 2 in 1, this is the Makeup Geek pencil brush. This is amazing and it's so soft. Sometimes when you work with pencil brushes, they can feel a little bit itchy and just kind of rough down there. This one is not. So she did a good job designing this brush because it is beautiful and amazing, and I'm going to end up getting some more brushes because I'm really liking this one, so I'm going to have to get some more. So yeah, these are really good pencil brushes to get. And then the BH Cosmetics one is really, really good because it's even tinier, so get that one as well. Eyeliner brushes are very important. There are 3 different styles that I recommend. The Sonia Kashuk came out with an angled one, which is really nice. This will help you get a little bit more close to that line without having to, tilt your hand a certain way. This is kind of really relaxing. You can kind of even do it by going straight on rather than trying to get it like, like the typical way we try to put our eyeliner on. So yeah, this is the Sonia Kashuk eyeliner brush. It is really nice and it works really nice with the gel eyeliners. I really do like this brush. The second one is very, very tiny. This is the MAC 2110. And it's wonderful. It feels great. This is a little bit more smoother, and I find that the hairs stay they're always together. They don't like fray out, which is a problem with some of the eyeliner brushes that I've had before. So this one's going to last quite a while and work really, really well. So definitely the MAC 210 brush and the Sonia Kashuk. For tight lining. Some people really struggle with like pulling their eye and doing the eyeliner. This is another alternative that you can do. This is the Sigma Flat Definer E15 brush. As you can tell, it's straight across, and what you do is you just push this up into your eyelash line right on the bottom. This is really phenomenal for doing that if you're having, you know, trouble using the other techniques that you've seen out there, or even my technique where I just kind of just draw it on. At this point I'm just so used to it that I can just draw up there with my eyeliner pencils. But this is a great tool to use, and it's just beautiful. You can use it to also kind of get a really strong and defined line because it is so straight. It's fantastic. Eyelash curlers. This is a really, really staple. I can't live without eyelash curlers. Like, this is a staple product to have if you like makeup and like to have curly eyelashes. I use the CoverGirl eyelash curler because I have more round eyes. If you have round eyes, these curlers are fantastic because they're designed to have a little bit more of a rounded shape. So when you use them, it actually works along with your shape. It complements rounded eyes. If you don't have very round eyes, I would suggest getting more of the square shaped eyelash curlers, and so many, they're actually a little bit more common than the round ones, so you won't have a problem finding that. Revlon makes it, Shoot Umero makes it, a ton. So look for the ones that are a little bit more square. They also come in different sizes. Just kind of measure, like when you're thinking about shopping for eyelash curlers, just kind of keep in mind the size of your eye when you're looking at how wide they are, because that will also make a difference for you. The last thing I'm going to talk about today is my favorite eyebrow brush. This is actually from Aveda. It is a very beautiful, tiny little angled brush. So yeah, it's fantastic. This is beautiful. Sometimes I'll even dip this end into some concealer and draw a line underneath my eyebrow if I'm sculpting out my eyebrows. So yeah, this is fantastic. Need that in your collection. So anyway, I hope that this was helpful for you and that you have a better idea as far as what brushes to try to get. Again, you don't have to use the ones that I use, but you can use them as a reference guide in case you have something very similar at home. That's the uses for them. That's how you would apply the makeup using these brushes. And yeah, that's about it. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I look forward to you hearing from you. Comment, like, send me whatever insight, input that you have. If you do have a recommended blush brush, let me know because I am looking for something else to try. But yeah, have a beautiful day and I will talk to you soon. Bye!